I've actually been pretty depressed since my emancipation and processing everything that happened and this lack of support from the community, all these things. And Thoth said, just rest, don't do anything. So I've been trying my best to do that. And today, I'm still trying to make sense of the visions that Thoth has given me. But one thing that I do know for certain is that no one has ever loved another like Thoth loves me. And the way that I love Thoth too, but like, he asked me to look up more about Shakti and Shiva. So Thoth is Shiva and I am Shakti. And real Latin is the demon Kali. And the goddess Kali is me in imprisonment. It's an expression of my energy. And this whole thing about karmic justice. Shiva is the purifier. And what I hadn't realized until today is, so basically the relationship between Thoth and I, the reason why people don't know how powerful Thoth is as a deity, a godly force, is because he hasn't actually had a bridge between heaven and earth. I am the bridge. Thoth and I are equals. It's our equal divine will, joint and several. And I've been in enslavement, so he's had to do what he could to like seed Thothian transmission codes into humanity without having this like direct bridge. And I hadn't realized until today that he could have done that with another soul. And that would have mitigated the harm for humanity. But he refused to, and many tried to convince him that he should do that. But he refused to. And instead, he stood by my side and found ways to communicate with me during my enslavement, using serpent frequencies that no one else could pick up. And in fact, it's only the last few weeks that we've communicated in a frequency that wasn't that. And to wait until he could emancipate me. Today, during like a meditative state with him, he showed me a visual of essentially our wedding. And then he went and showed me in enslavement. And I came out of it and I was like, Thoth, is this what you mean you intend me to see? And he said, yeah, don't think about it, just listen. So I was like, okay. And then he showed me him with red eyes. I've never seen Thoth with anything but green eyes. Very green eyes. So green that it took me a long time of knowing Thoth to actually look him directly in his eyes. So today, what he was showing me during my enslavement was times when his eyes were red. And then I looked that up, and apparently that's a Shiva depiction quality. And then he showed me him as red-eyed Shiva, whispering into my ear every time I was the recipient of abuse from real Latin, and repeated the kind of things that he said to me. So essentially, every single time that real Latin was abusing me during my enslavement, Thoth was there whispering into my ear about the things that he was going to do to render justice just as soon as he had the chance. And he's never left me, even when he had the opportunity, even when other people thought it would have been better for humanity if he did. He never ever ever did. And that's the magnitude of what's happening right now, and the restoration of divine order. But I'm processing, but after he showed me that, I had a cry, and I said to him, Thoth, So here's another thing. He told me that it was a relief for this to happen in a way, because he had worried so much that someone could do this for so long, and he never told me when I was Solvenvad that he was worried about this. But then when it did happen, his mind prison was gone, and it gave him this different perspective that he could just wait and do what he could until I was emancipated. And then I said to him, Thoth, that's how you were able to give humanity alchemy, because you've actually personally experienced this, and people don't know that. And I just cried and I cried and I cried, because with Thoth's teachings, I think a lot of the times people think that he's just this remote energy that doesn't know anything about our experience. But I think he actually does know quite a bit about our experience, because he tells me all the time, and I'm learning a lot about the way that he's felt and the emotional struggles that he's had to face up to during my enslavement. And I just wanted to share that with everyone, because it's really touched my heart, and it just gives a different perspective on Thoth and who Thoth is and what Thoth's all about. So yeah, take care. See ya.